Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have an article here from Ukrinform from the 27th of September 2022, and it's all out in the open right now with the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken saying that Ukraine can use Western weapons in regions that Russia plans to declare its own. Blinken. I just made a video a minute ago with the referenda results, official ones, valid and everything. The results obviously are to join Russia. The results and the requests for joining Russia were sent to Moscow. They will make a decision, Putin will sign it, and that will be it. Now, he says here, Blinken gives the green light to Ukraine to continue its liberation counteroffensive of territories that now will be Russia, according to Russia, or according to the people who voted, actually, not the Russia. But you know how things go. Now, let me tell you something personal. I would, let's put it this way, I would be on Ukraine's side, and I would have more compassion for the team, the Ukraine team. But the problem that prevents me in doing so is the fact that they are just used. And unfortunately, the people who use them are bad dudes. You can say, well, Putin is a bad dude too. Well, he's a bad dude too. But the problem on this side here, they want to control the whole world as being good and theirs. And it's not good. They're not good. So Putin, with his little clique over there, has a little influence, global influence, whereas the other side has an influence everywhere and sticks his nose everywhere. Russia doesn't do that, or didn't do. So that's why these guys, for me at least, with their globalization agenda, are more dangerous. If Ukraine would be, let's say, alone, and there would be no masters here, which is the United States of America, the leaders, not, you know what I mean, then I would be, okay, Ukraine, really, you have to do it on your own, good job and so on. The problem is the Ukrainian nation is used. This is what bothers me. And unfortunately, the people who are in control of Ukraine, as that British diplomat said about the Russian Revolution in 1917, there's nothing Russian about it. The same here. The Ukrainian leadership is nothing Ukrainian about it. Just look at the first four and you find out. I made a video on that, and you can say whatever you want. You know, in Europe we see things differently than in America, because this country was formed by Europeans, and all of a sudden everybody is okay here. Okay, no problem. But now you become the bad dude. Anyway, so over there in Europe it's a little bit different. With you Germans, you have French, you have Romanians, you have Hungarians. You don't have French and Germans. You don't have Africans and Romanians, and you don't have this kind of things. It's a different thing. The same in China, the same in other countries. They would say, well, China is formed from many groups. Yeah, but it's not made out of African and Chinese, or from Romanians and Chinese, or from French and Chinese. It's Chinese-related tribes. They're the same, right? A little nuance here and there, but it's not such a diversity. But they don't know diversity is a strength yet. They're backward, right? Now, so I would have more compassion, and I feel for Ukrainian people and nation, because I have something personal vested in that. But it's just, what can you do? I feel sorry that they are at the hands of these guys that are in control, and then these guys are in control of those, and those are not good dudes. I'm not talking about the United States. The ones that are in control of our lives as well, and they've been in control, and some other interests are in control of them. That's what I'm talking about. So when the Russians took this through referendum, through voting, through all that, like Kosovo, but Kosovo is these guys, these things are not those guys, are these guys. So you see, that's why it's not recognized, and Crimea was not recognized, but Kosovo is, and I will go all the way with that, with this statement, and I will stand by it. It's just a little nuance, that's all, different kind of people and all that. And even if you take it that way, I'm not going to go into history in this video because I did it in other videos. But Blinken says that Ukraine, which is basically Ukrainian nation with these guys, they gave a green light to do what? To do exactly what the Russians said. Okay, you do that, that's an attack on our sovereign country. And we're going to use whatever you use. So if you use whatever you use that we said is a red line, it's all in. They're all in. They're not, no more control. If it was a calculated fight until about, I think, from the Russian, but from the Americans too. But I don't know exactly who the Americans were afraid of. I'm talking about the leadership, not talking about the people or the country. The leadership was afraid to come and say, yeah, we're going to give you anything you need to hit the Russians. They didn't say that in the 25th of February. As I said, my little model of a mountaintop, mountain slope model, you know, they started with little, and then I said, you know, and then they reached to give them HIMARS, and then they're going to give them airplanes, and they're going to give them tanks, and now they say any kind of weapon. It's going to be my next video on any kind of weapon should be provided to Ukraine. They didn't say that in the 25th. Why? Because the Russians escalated anything? They didn't employ anything else than they employed on the 25th of February. They said they might employ, but they didn't. But these guys, so you see, it's just the Russians continued. Well, you say, well, they invaded. However you want to take it. I'm focused on these guys using these guys against that guys. And against their own people in the territories. So, and he says, yeah, go ahead, we're going to give you can shoot, you can continue and shoot, because we don't recognize Russia, which that's their right not to recognize it. I'm not saying they should. That's their choice, the leaders. The problem is the Russians said, if you shoot at us and you are attacking our territory, we can use any means necessary to get rid of you. And I don't think they want to have more losses. So, we'll see. We'll find out, I guess, after Putin signs that, you know, the legal document that would state that Zaporozhye and Kherson or whatever it is, and Lugansk and Donetsk and all that will be part of Russia. Crimea is already. So when that's going to happen, then, even though you see the Ukrainians already attacked Russian territory in Crimea, and the Russians did not do anything about it. So I don't know if they're going to do something or not on this one, but probably will do, because now the circumstances changed. Ukrainians had their counteroffensive. It seems like the front is I don't know, we'll find out. Correct? Correct. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.